So for me, growing up, being generous was really just a way of life. My parents taught me at a very young age that generosity wasn't something that you just did at church, but it was part of your everyday life. I can remember when I was a kid on a family vacation where my dad stopped and picked up a hitchhiker and sat him right in between my brother and I in the back seat, and got to talking with him and found out about his life, and so it was really just something that a way of life for us. And so when Jen and I first got married, it was something that we really started in our life as well, and probably haven't been as good at it as my parents were, but something that we continue to try to emulate. And when the Accelerate program came along, it was a time for us to get more conscious and more. We were more
intentional
about our generosity and the things that we could do that were kind of beyond our own individual sphere of life.
Yeah, I mean, I also, even though I didn't grow up with James's parents, I had the opportunity to learn from them, once we started dating and got married. And, one of the generous things they did for me is they sold me their car for $2, which was, very helpful for me getting started out, obviously not having a lot of money. And, I was obviously just one of many recipients of the generous things that they've always done for other people. And I think that, when you think about giving and you think about generosity, a lot of times it feels unnatural and it hurts, and it still feels like that for me a lot of the time. And they honestly just made it look very easy. And, I always, from their example, wanted to be like that and to emulate that. They never complained. They never seemed to ever do it in a way that would show that they, didn't want to do it. You could just see the joy they actually would find from giving. And, I think that as we've tried the best we can to be able to try to do some of the same things, we've also been able to learn that there is a lot of joy that comes from giving. And I think specifically, James talked about Accelerate, and that was something that when the discussion came up about Accelerate, it was something that we felt very convicted about, and we felt God was calling us to do more. And at the time, we've often talked through our marriage, should we be on the front lines, should we be in missions? There's that hunger from time to time to really do more. And we really felt God was calling us and saying, you can do more in what you're doing now. And we've been blessed. God's been able to give us a lot, and we felt like this was an area that we really could make the decision and commit to giving more. And for us, I still feel called, like we need to be giving more of our time, but God has also been able to allow us to at least commit in this way. And I feel that the blessing that we see from it is, when we get to hear about all the great things that, this church is able to do, and the impact, with, helping with human trafficking and getting that stopped, and, the efforts in Haiti and all the mission work that's being done, and even with ICU and the things that we're able to do just locally in Waukegan, and Feed My Starving Children and Operation Christmas Child, and all these things that we're able to help out sometimes locally, but we're not certainly able to be on the front lines in the mission field ourselves. So, the we certainly want to be more on the front line in some cases too, and give more of our time. But we've certainly been blessed because of that, and feel that the things that we're doing, through obedience to God are able to have an impact on other people's lives through the efforts that other people take through this church and the organizations we support.